All right, so New England Patriots 2026 NFL mock draft 5.0, I believe, coming in after the blowout victory against the Panthers. Let's go over just some thoughts about yesterday and how it impacts. Again, that's why we're doing these mock drafts so early. It's talking about what we saw yesterday, any trends that are still there, new ones emerging. But to go over it, Drake looked like an NFL quarterback. Things start, the offense was working well. I think a big driver of that was basically the offensive line looked great. That defense is actually pretty good, but injuries, I think, are an issue there. But I think the offensive line really helped Drake out, gave him a lot of time. Running backs had a good comeback yesterday, so that was good. D-line looked solid, good, at least for the defensive tackles. Those guys were penetrating, disrupting, keeping the running backs at bay. Bryce was under pressure almost the whole game. Corners looked okay, but considering there was weak competition. Linebackers, still some issues in there. Safeties, I would say all right, but again, with the idea that there wasn't really too much competition, maybe they could have helped out a little bit more with some of those explosive plays. So I'd still say safeties an issue. Woodson showed up. He played up to some, he had some great moments. And now he might have some bad ones that I didn't see that were off camera. Special teams, amazing, essentially. That was, not just the Marcus Jones, career game, essentially, as a punt returner. But, Borregales had a good game, he kicked a lot of balls and they went in, so, there weren't obviously some, critical moment field goals or, a 60-yarder. But let's just take it, hey, he had a solid, clean game. Behringer had a great punt. Or two punts, I think. Both, yeah. So, but and then Schooler, in terms of he was there, he had good punt coverage. The blocking on return was solid. Yeah, it was just a great game for special teams overall. Tight ends were decent. Again, running backs had a good comeback. Edge is kind of one where I was, there's some mistakes there. They weren't getting to Bryce as much as I would have liked. But maybe that was just more of hey, let's contain and let him make mistakes, which might have been the game plan, and it worked out. So it's hard to kind of see. I have to go back and watch it and see if that was kind of their intentions. So any trends about needs coming out? Linebacker safety is still there for me. Running backs are an issue. Tight end depth for next year. Some guard help. An edge rusher, if you can get a really disruptive D lineman that plays a little bit more versatile, can play in and around. Yep. Or if you're looking for a specific flavor of edge rusher. So those guys are in there. Maybe there's a linebacker that has some edge flex. Or a D tackle that has some edge flex there too. So let's get into it. I don't know. I haven't looked at the NFL mock draft database simulator yet, at least since last week. They have a 7, which I don't think that'll be correct. I think they'll probably be in the teens now, that 13 to 16 area, 17 maybe, kind of depending on, because there's so many teams probably at 2-2 now. So what we'll do, again, we don't really know. We won't. How about this? If we're gonna assume we're gonna be picking in the mid-teens. So I'm going to take out Woods, Bain, and Downs, and Malioa, and probably Fano. I'll leave in Parker, Folk, Tyson, maybe. That could be a maybe, depending. Jordan Tyson looks great. Yeah. So I'll leave Tyson in there, but everybody else, that's... Yeah. Anthony Hill, yeah. So, anyway, let's get to it. Let's start it up. I think we'll try to do 3 rounds. If someone wants to trade back, I'll do it. I'm just not going to dick around with it. So, again, we're saying that Bain, Downs, Malioa, and Fano are off. So I'll take Jordan Tyson here. Now, again, you're probably saying, I thought you just told us that we need linebackers and safeties. I'm taking Jordan Tyson because I think it's probably the highest, how should I say this? The most talented wide receiver I've seen. Like first round top talent. Not obviously the most elite wide receiver that's probably going to come out, but that I would say he fits the system. And again, if you go and you watch some of his interviews and you listen to him, like, I think he can survive being in New England. So you're actually getting a first round wide receiver that would be great with McDaniels. I think he is X, Y, Z, F, D, F, like whatever designation the guy, whatever alignment you're putting him at, he's going to do something there. He's that type of, and it's not, he's not incredibly fast. He's not ultra explosive, but he's just so talented, super smart, instinctual. Like, it's just the type of wide receiver. He might be there in the teens. So I'm going to go with it. And I think we could probably still get a safety, actually, before I click that. Because Caleb, we're going to say, is gone. Thinneman's probably going to be gone. We could target Kilgore maybe second round. I like Kilgore. Linebacker would probably be a little bit of an issue. I mean, I wouldn't hate trading back and maybe, or just taking Anthony Hill in the mid-teens. I wouldn't hate that either. I also like Sonny Styles. Allen's looking pretty good. Both Perkins. I can see some teams were really liking him in the top 50s. Arville Reese being very similar to Sonny Styles, freak athlete. Same thing. It's like Whit Weeks, I'd be more a little bit more than Perkins or whatever. But if these guys are, say, they're like, what number would that be? Hold on. 78. Jeez. At 78, what are we looking at? I mean, maybe an edge guy, maybe a D tackle, a tight end if they still there, or if there's a good running back there. Yeah, because hold on, who else? Let me just, sorry, we're going on a side trip already, and it's probably smart to do this. Because where's like Lawson? Yeah, like I can get Lawson, or Barnum's a big dude. I mean, these are more thumpers here. Lander Barton I love. York is a little bit. Yeah, Kyle Lewis is one of your better coverage linebackers in the whole draft. Romaine's a big dude. Wilson I'd have to see more of. Athlete. Drake Bowen I love too. Golday's probably be a little bit more developmental, but he's a big. I mean, he's super athletic and also big. Probably be great at least at special teams. Same thing with Wade. So, anyway, so what's the most pressing thing, I guess? Well, you know what? Here's the thing, like, wide receivers, where are they going to go? Am I making a mistake of just saying I like Jordan Tyson so much that, like, Antonio Williams probably fits a little bit better in this situation as a Z, like, slot guy? I know a lot of people keep telling me about Denzel Boston. Again, I gotta say this. I have to see. The route running's there. It's just not as sudden as I need it to be. I just don't know. Like, I think when I watch him play, I'm thinking, how long does it really take for him to get to his mile markers, and then how sudden and quick can he break somebody off? Is he going to get to a spot on time? How long does it take for him to get the ball? And I think about that with like how the Patriots run their offense. If you're like Nick Harbor, say like you go Jordan Tyson, and for some reason Nick Harbor's still there in like the third round for some reason. I'm just saying, like, I'd rather have Nick Harbor in the third or Denzel Boston in the third rather than both of them in the second at this point. Zachariah Branch is very interesting. Oh, they have him as a Patriot. Look at that. See, like Lane, yeah, maybe you can talk me out of skipping on Tyson if you wanted to go, say, yeah, maybe if you want to go Anthony Hill. I'm still not thinking Caleb Downs drops out of the top like 10 at all. I'd be shocked unless it's just some sort of free for all for quarterbacks all of a sudden. Anyway, geez, I can't get to this at all. Let's do let's just go. Let's just start with Tyson. We'll do something else the next time. Let's just see what this works with. So, what was it? Oh, yeah, safety. Safety or linebacker, depending on if there's anybody. So, if Sonny Styles, for some reason, makes it out, he did not. Kilgore, still there. Okay, I'll take Kilgore. I like him. This might be a year where we pick, like, 2 safeties. Ooh, Singleton. Is he going to hold up? No. Okay. All right, so we'll have to look for probably a running back in, like, top of day 3. I do like Mason, or Mason Thomas. Malik Muhammad right here is very... Ooh. Arvil Reese. Okay, that might be a good idea. Ooh, Akis. I still like Akis. I'm going to take a look at D-line. Aaron Graves. Ooh. So could I go that, and then I got to take a look at tight end too. Oscar Delp. I'm going to hold off. Stowers, I could pick him up if I wanted to for a bigger wide receiver / tight end. Malik Muhammad. Malik Muhammad's really freaking... That might be hard to pass him up right now. Let's take a look at corners real back. I haven't looked at Hood. Chandler Rivers, I like. Everett. Yeah, so we can probably hold off to day 3 there too. So I guess at that day 3 spot. OT. Caden Green is... I just watched a little bit of him. He's pretty good. Still like Caleb Tiernan if you can get him at like 1-0, whatever it is. Pritchett's a good solid right tackle, originally from Bama. Tristan Lay's a decent left tackle. Bowery's a good left tackle. Hurd I haven't watched too much of. Blake Miller's a solid right tackle. I like him at guard, though, for his length. Emil Wagner's a good left tackle. So there's some tackles left here. Guys that can probably play both left and right. Caden Barnett could be a great guard conversion. Iniwa, another guard conversion. Wait, where's... What? Oh, there he... What? All right, here's another one, guys. So, here's... If you actually want, like, a solid offensive lineman that is a lot better than, for some reason, NFL mock draft database gets. Brian Parker, unless he's been having a terrible year, which I've watched a little bit of Duke. I haven't seen anything. That is an amazing right tackle who could be a prime guard. And I'm thinking, not that Grant Barton's gone to center, but like being from Duke, super athletic, very powerful, probably not as long as you want him to be as a left tackle, but he's a right tackle. He can probably hang out there, but man, would he be great on the interior. Wow. The fact they don't have him up here is amazing. I mean, oh my gosh. I would put him in this area. Seriously. In this grouping here, I would put him there in the easily draftable. Wait, down that far is nuts. But even Caden Green being this far, where are we at? 78? Yeah, Caden Green being this far down is pretty nuts too. Same thing with Caleb Tiernan. So tackles are looking pretty strong. We're still stuck here though. Do I go with linebacker with Arvil Reese? I have to maybe... Oh no, I'm gonna hold off for Deontay Lawson. I like him, but I'll take Deontay a little bit later. Or Barton. I'll hold off. So yeah, I think I might go with Malik here. Oh, we got 2 in a row here. Interesting. No. Where are we at? We're at 112. I need to check tackles. Right, so I think I'll do Coleman here. I'm going to pick up Keel Tiernan. Okay. You know what? We need a tackle. We need a D-tackle. Yeah, we're going to lose our D-tackles that we want probably, right? Aaron Graves. Bye, Aaron. Damn. It's a long time. Zion Young, I'll hold off on. Lawson Lucky, I'll take. Oh, actually, let's take a look at the tight ends here. Yeah, I think we might have to go with him. Let's take a look at linebacker real quick, though. Man, we need a linebacker, we need edge. What do we got? How many more do we got? 51. Eesh. We also probably need a center to consider. Bryce Foster further down. Actually, edge we should probably take a look at. Oh, we can get Kamara this far down, or Jackson, or Lowen. Nuts. Roy Williams, that's another name to keep an eye on, guys. I'm telling you, he's an athlete. He'll probably be one of those guys that needs to get to a all-star game. He'll need a Hula Bowl / probably Shrine Bowl for him. Messidor too. So we got dudes. I do like Zion. It's just maybe we should just go with him. I am getting a little concerned about this linebacker situation, though. I really want Kyle Lewis for his coverage here. I mean, these other guys are decent, but he's got. I mean, Torian York is also good in that situation too. How's OTs look? Still got Blake Miller. That's nuts. All right, so we'll hold off on any offensive linemen at the moment. Maybe I'm being pressed on tight end. Yeah. Yep, I am. So we're gonna go with Lawson Lucky. I was hoping for Delp there, but I guess there was a run on tight ends. There's other guys there too. I like Gillenborg, but he would be like late day 3. All right. Kyle Lewis. Thank you. Blake Miller. Nico. That'd be an interesting one to discuss. Do you go after Nico? Ooh, Bryce Foster. We do need edge, though. I'm going to go with Blake. And then give me Bryce Foster, Kamara. Yeah. Well, we got one left. One left. Oh, Massis. Thank you. Thank you very much. He's got that Noel Williams had last year. Him now, Cal, whatever those guys are doing out there, they're doing great. So let's hold on before I click the button, and I almost did that without explaining what should we probably. So UDFA, D-line, interior offensive line. I mean, I got the tackles we got. Both can play guard and tackle, but Kane Barnett would be a UDFA guy. Anil would be a UDFA guy easily. Harkey I'd have as. I mean, most of these guys I would take to draft them, believe it or not. I'm going to see him soon. I'll be wondering how he's doing. Again, Micah Pettis, big right tackle. I like him. And then Brian Parker. Malman being a big monster right tackle too. Kearney's good. There's some good tackles left. So, but getting Blake Miller at whatever that was is nuts. Lee Hunter, I like him. Bear Alexander at 656. Didn't he have a great... See, that's what I'm talking like. Bear Alexander had a great game this past week against Penn State, and he's down at 656. Or maybe they just don't... I don't know. Maybe they're lazy. So I guess hold off for D-tackle until the end there. Interior offensive lineman. Ryan Baer's solid. Hunter Zambrano's good. Moraski, I want to see him play. He's a big dude. Big physical player. That reminds me. They don't have the kid from UConn in here either. Nope. He's a monster too for tight end. So yeah, I guess some D tackles in terms of quarterbacks. Avery Johnson I'd take. Obviously Altmaier would be good for UDFA. Nelson, Gronowski, all pretty solid UDFA. Connor would be another one. Ty Simpson would be another great. Nick Evers from UConn. Again, UConn showing up a lot here. Oh, Jaden Craig from Harvard. He's solid. Yeah, there's dudes here. So UDFA for quarterbacks. So anyway, going back, let's just grab masses and go from there. I'd also love to get Josh Motton. That's another name I keep pointing out. Did he not click? There we go. All right, that's a pretty decent draft. Did I mess anything up? Yeah, probably Malik Muhammad. Maybe if I can get masses at 228 and Malik Muhammad's solid. We probably need to do that. Good running back. Yeah, I don't hate it. Kind of like it a lot. I guess the way the board was developing. All right, so now we're gonna skip Tyson, and no, we're not going with Detroit. We'll go with something else. Let's do Anthony Hill. So that gets you linebacker done. Still looking maybe for Kilgore for safety. I'd take Kenyon Sadiq. Give me Kenyon Sadiq. Come on. Man, let's get close. Fit him in. Give me. Yes. Dude, this could be possibly the greatest draft ever. Incredibly unlikely, but just those two, the rest of them could almost be complete busts. And if you can get those two guys, I'd be happy. Edge, D tackle, tight end, running back, wide receiver. Oh, they took our wide receivers. Singleton, I have no problem taking here. But also for like big tight ends, I mean, he's basically, a tight end, wide receiver slash. He's basically a tight end slash wide receiver. Fields is big X. Josh Cameron's a big physical dude. I think Bryce Lance might be my target, though. Singleton's got some juice. Eric Rivers I like later on. So we might punt on wide receivers. Let's take a look at offensive line help here. Austin Barber I do like, but not right there. I might go Akis here. Oh, Pregno. Oh, dude. Gabe Akis or Pregno? Man. Actually, take a look at tight ends real quick. Is Claire still on the board? No, Endries I'd go after. Oh, I like him a lot. When can I get Endries? I doubt he's there at 112. Shit. All right. Akis or Pregno. You know what? I think, yeah, Akis. I'm going with Akis. Come on. All right, so next is two in a row. So I'll take Tiernan again. I know it's getting bored with hearing Tiernan in games, but it's just the way it is. Yep. Boom. Coleman here is tempting. But I think... Now, again, if you haven't watched the Tiernan analysis, the guy has been a great left tackle for Northwestern. I think he basically took over right when what's his face left to go to the Titans. Why is his name not coming to me? But played left and right tackle, and he'd probably be an amazing guard. I think the Patriots just need to find one great offensive lineman in this next draft. And, you know, he battles for multiple positions and possibly takes somebody out. You know, disrupts somebody or displaces someone. Oh, Pritchett's not bad, too. Again, I'll probably go after Blake Miller. So far, so good. Katron Allen, that's probably the smartest one here, right? The only other thing I would consider is Aaron Graves if he's still around. He is not. Again, I'll point this guy out. Boubacar Traore, Boston kid, very dynamic, can play a bunch. His only thing is that he had a knee injury. I think he busted his knee last year. I don't know if it was meniscus, ACL, not sure what it was, but knee took him out. But it's going to be hard to pass Katron, so I'm going to get him. Wait. Now that I think about it, did they move up? He is still down here. Like this, sometimes I like this simulator because it has all the dudes, but it's like, dude, Caden Fagan is going to be drafted. He is a good running back. He was like, yeah, he was Illinois' like top guy this past weekend. He did have a quote fumble, but he was in the end zone. And the guy pulled the ball out of his hands when he's on the ground. And I don't know what the replay showed that, because the initial, I guess, but they had such clear line of sight. I don't know what happened there. Very suspicious. All right, where are we at? Sorry, I already got distracted. Allen, yeah, explosive. We got the linebacker. We'll probably still look for Kyle Lewis or somebody else later on. Ooh, wide receiver. We should be looking for a wide receiver. Chase Roberts, very nice. I can go 1-2 really. Just I'm gonna take. What do we got? I don't think I'm gonna lose him. Is there anybody else here that I want to grab now that might not survive a few picks? OT. Yeah, I'll go Bryce Foster here. Chase Roberts. Nice, big, powerful X receiver. Kyle Lewis, if he's still around for the next one. Did it not go? Oh, it didn't. What's going on with this thing? Jeez. Nope. Yeah, I think I'll still take Masses again. Yeah, I'll go Kyle Lewis and then Masses. There you go. I'll leave it there. This is long enough, this video. You know what? Actually, hold on. Let's do one more. Now that I think about it. Let's do... the other one that might be a possibility, which is taking best available offensive lineman. So in Malioa, yeah. So I'm gonna go Malioa. Well, I doubt he'll make it to the third. Let's just whatever. Malioa, Fano, Proctor. See what we got for top defensive player coming out of the top here. Antonio Williams, Nick Harbor. Let's go Nick Harbor. Let's get something different, like an X receiver. Not sure he's going to survive in McDaniel's offense, but good dice roll. Arvell Reese. Yeah, why not? He's violent enough. Safety's gonna be an issue now. Saka. Injuries again. That's looking pretty good. I like Wheatley. I like Tao. Dalton Brooks I need to find, but I'm going to take Wheatley here. Corner, D-line. Oh. Marlon Klein right here is very tempting. Yep. That's a big inline blocking tight end. big physical freakish athlete. You're going to take Blake Miller. There's your guard. Corner. Running back. Oh, there he is, Robert Henry Jr. They finally got him in there. And we are going to take him. We're going to draft him. Thank you. And then we'll take Massis again at the end. Sorry for that three-peat on him. Now, that's interesting. Now, last time I looked, I didn't see him in there. Maybe he's been there this whole entire time. This guy's leading the nation in rushing. I don't know if he's got... Like, he gets the ball a lot, so they feed the ball to him. But him at 220, yeah, not a bad pickup. I mean, yeah, you have to consider you also got 3 guys on the squad right now. Oh, what's his face is on injury reserve. Got Terrell Jennings. Yeah, Robert Henry would be a decent running back to bring in, to possibly challenge to be into, bounce one of those 3 guys out of the rotation there. So that was another one. That's a good one to keep an eye on. Robert Henry Jr. as for a running back. I like this one a lot, even though it's kind of just the odd way of doing it. But Francis Malioa, right tackle, the future, but can play guard. So I could see him, again, challenging one of the guards, pressuring them. Maybe it is finally a Bradbury's done, even though he's looked great. I mean, Bradbury's been phenomenal in many ways. And then you go, yeah, you put Malioa. Maybe he actually sits for a year. I don't even care. If you got a chance to get him as a right tackle, beautiful. Someone goes down, he can step right in. Nick Harbor is all upside potential. I know I keep pointing out, like, I just need to see something else besides just run, deep routes and, be a big physical freak. You'd have to start seeing the blocking, nuance, and then understanding, is this guy actually going to survive in the McDaniels offense? None of that I've seen on tape yet. So, I don't know. Arvell Reese has popped up this year. He's pretty solid. Saka, good edge rusher, very dynamic. He'd be if Shazon doesn't, pan out. Jack Endries, lower on my list going into the season. He looked great at Cal. Continues to be showing even more improvement at Texas. Endries, and then Wheatley at Penn State. Good safety. That's a good spot for him. Marlon Klein, big blocking tight end. I'll get to him for analysis. That would be that 3rd tight end. So let's say Endries would be kind of the Hooper replacement, and I think his play style goes up to that, or he could be insurance on Henry. More of a joker tight end, but he can play in line as well, and he's decent at blocking. Blake Miller, again, great right guard or right tackle for Clemson. I would look to bump him in. Robert Henry, leading rusher in the nation, just tough dude, obviously workhorse. And then Massis, again, kind of like that under the radar corner right now. Again, keep in mind, this guy, this will be a guy who will be known at some point this year. You'll start hearing his name through some of the media. You'll hear his name. Anyway, that I'll end it on. So what did we learn? I don't know. Picking in the middle, I think the Patriots, if they say they finish out like 500, right? Picking into like the mid-teens there, they probably will have a shot at least a decent defensive player, which I think should be their focus this year. Thus, I mean, based upon trends, and there are a decent amount of good, I don't want to say elite, but very good, some blue chippers in there, defensive players in this draft. So they might have a shot at one of those. Again, if there's going to be a massive run on quarterbacks, if there's a run on wide receivers, the Patriots might be SOL. Jordan Tyson just keeps looking more and more like a guy I think who'd actually be a first-round wide receiver for the Patriots. And it's not just like, oh, he's so good, how can he be, like, it's just great to have a guy on the team. It's not just that. Like, that guy is a great athlete. Production's great. Tape is awesome. Alignment versatility. But again, it seems like there's finally a wide receiver that I think is a top talent that would not only like survive but excel, like actually be amazing in the Patriots offense. I am been anti wide receiver in the first round for the most part for the last few years. Even when, like, well, if we didn't need Drake May, then obviously I would have said go for a wide receiver or tackle in that draft. But I've been okay like skipping on most wide receivers. So this year, besides, I think the last time I said this guy would be great as a Patriot, as a first round talent, would probably be Jackson Smith-Njigba. And then, yeah, I think that's the last time I said that about a wide receiver in the first round. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like these picks? What do you think about Jordan Tyson? What do you think about Kilgore as a possibility? Some new names thrown in there this week. The Masses, he showed up several times. Yeah, some new names to throw into the mix that I like. Those guys will be on analysis list soon. Let me know in the comment section below. If you guys like this content, please like and subscribe. As always, thanks for watching.